I'm so excited to introduce to you the beginning of what I hope is a life-changing platform to hear and share the stories of some amazing women. I'm so excited to introduce to you our first pillar, episode 2, number 3, number 4, number 9, number 10, number 18, number 19, episode number 20, episode number 24 featuring Sister Sheila Lane. Happy Anniversary Pillar Diaries. For 2 years and counting, women have been speaking into and changing the fabric of our lives. The voices of these women still speak to me every day. In each season, I find myself hearing them again and again. These women are our pillars, and their stories are our monuments. If we ever fail to tell their stories, what they have built will crumble. These are their diaries.
And I tell you, what propelled me on was, I want to see my boy again. I want to make it to heaven. I know where he's at, and I've got to make it. And I can't make it by quitting.
We can never be smart enough. We can never be righteous enough. We can never work hard enough for him. All I can offer him that he doesn't have is my honesty.
Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. That doesn't necessarily mean that He's going to give you what you're desiring for. Switch that around, and Lord, I'm going to delight myself in you, and you place in my heart what I need to desire.
And any moment that you spend doing anything good for another human being is a moment well spent.
When we built this church, Brother Mark and I said, it needs to be a beacon. It needs to be something that people are comfortable in. All people, all races, all genders, that they can walk in the door, get a cup of coffee, and be comfortable. And people are friendly, big restrooms where they can we can have a children's ministry, take their babies, help them to be what they need to be. That's what it's all about.
God could take a, drug addict, a alcoholic, I was heading on the road where, like my mom said, I would have been dead, and that God can change your life, and God can take that and just completely change you. And that's what is the biggest thing, is I'm not the same person I was, and for the better.
When you are raising a family, when you are raising children in church, look at your village. Your children will reflect whatever village you've surrounded them with.
There would be times where it was like, if I could just get to Jesus, if I could just get to the church. It's almost like in the Bible where it talks about if I could just touch the hem of his robe. And there were so many times where just getting my feet into this building was like touching the hem of his robe.
I think we've had 1,335 in that area receive the gift of the Holy Ghost. But God, it's just amazing to me. And now that the doors are opening again, I just know that that's just not the end of it.
Talk to yourself the way you talk to your girlfriends. You can do it, girl. You got this. God is for you, not against you. You are able. God is able. And God gives His strongest battles to His weakest warriors. And He does that because when we're weak, He's strong.
Get yourself rooted. Put those roots deep, because when those storms come, you may lose a leaf or you may break a limb, but you're still going to be standing. So
you've got to read your word every single day, because until you know who God is, you're never going to know who you are in Him.
We need to do that. Our investment, we need to look at this. I'm preparing for a miracle in this person's life by just investing that little thing. It may be something to eat. It may just be a phone call. It may be a text. Whatever it is, we can minister. We are all called to minister to the people around us. And it may just be an ordinary day, but you're preparing for a miracle in those moments.
My greatest reward of living my life for God, above knowing that I have that relationship with Him, is my family. Having my family walk in truth. And because of the lessons I've learned, I can teach my children the things I didn't understand. Understanding brings favor.
And there's not two lives. There's not a Christian walk and a worldly walk. There's not a Sunday walk and a Monday through Saturday life. It's one life that we live. And that life should be a life pleasing to our Creator, to God.
And as I began to study those characteristics, again, the characteristics that are uniquely God, such as omnipresent, omniscient, eternal, unchanging, I began to realize how I was trying to take on some of those characteristics. And what God began to help me understand is that I'm not supposed to be able to do those things.
My advice to the next generation would be, listen. There are so many heartaches that I could have avoided if I had just listened. Because what I know as a mom and a leader and a teacher now, so many other people can see from the outside looking in things that we can't see when we're in the heat of the moment.
So I struggle still daily. You know, Paul said, I die daily. And I think we have to die because if it's in our flesh, we're going to struggle with all those things. And there is a point where when we say, Lord, I can't fight this. I'm hidden in you. Cover me in your blood. Cover me in anything you can cover me in to keep me from having to feel what I used to feel. And I'm not saying you got to pray it just like that, but that's got to be our heart. And when we do that, you wait and see if God doesn't show up.
All He's waiting for is for you to just say, Jesus, here I am. I've gone as far as I can go. And I want to tell you, He will keep you. He will guide you. He will heal you. When troublesome times come, you've already got your praying done.
If you'll put the Lord first, after Him, you do thirst. He'll see that you do keep your promises true. That's a song. But if you'll put the Lord first, and He will take care of you. He'll walk, He'll heal you. He'll open doors where they're shut, but He'll open them for you.
People that are hurt other people. And until we get to heaven, we're just going to have to deal with those things. But don't let the enemy use something bad that's happened to you to make you feel worthless or unworthy or set apart or different, because that's what he wants to do. Don't let him lie.
We try to have this ideal of what beauty is instead of defining it by how God defines it, because God says we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and He created us exactly how He wanted us to look.
Because you've got this, and we got this because God has us wrapped in His hands. God has not left you, God has not forsaken you, and you are not alone. So don't forget, it's okay to ask for help.
Who is it exactly that I'm trying to please? And whose opinion really matters about me? And who gets to say who I am? Who gets to say that? And so I had to learn, not to depend on other people's opinion of me. While I still like for people to think good things about me, at the end of the day, whose opinion really matters about me?